We are on chapter 2, lesson 1, and we are using Dreamweaver to set up head content. So the first thing that we're going to do is page title. Page title is what shows up on the top of the page when you open a page. Page title on the sunny side up right now is Web Design YouTube channel. On the very top of the tab, on the top there. That is your page title. By default, Dreamweaver is going to put untitled document as page title, and that is a problem. So if I double click on my index.html, my home page title at this point in this page is set to be the stripe umbrella, which means that if somebody opens this page, and I'm going to do that, somebody opens this page on a web browser, and I'm going to preview this on Firefox. Firefox is going to show up, and it's going to give me on the very top there a page title of the stripe umbrella, and I'll maximize this. Okay, so you see there on the very top of the tab, that's the page title. And it tells you, so double click the index.html, view head content. So we're going to go to here, view and head content. And mine is actually already displayed, is down here. And head content is, oops, let's see here. It's right here on this area of the screen. This area right here, under the toolbar of the document window, this is where your head content icons are going to show up. If I actually don't have that on, it disappears. And I can just uncheck it, and you're going to see that area of the document window disappear. Okay? Is it really useful all the time to have that on? Not necessarily. It takes away from the real space of the things you can see on the design window. Alright, it's showing you on step number 2 that you have 3 icons, and they look meta icon, title icon, CSS icon. You really don't need these icons to change the title. Look at the title icon. I'm going to expand my property inspector here. If I click on the icon, my property inspector shows the properties for the icon. And it says here, the stripe umbrella. But if you'll see on the top right of the document icon, of the document window, I also have an area that I can edit the title of the page automatically without having to click on that. I could have gone just there, highlighted, and replaced it with whatever I wanted. In this case, they wanted the title to on step number 4, they want it to be the stripe umbrella, and you have to add a comma, beach resort and spa, Fort Eugene, Florida. And you press enter, and that sticks there. I'm not going to do that because this doesn't have a very good keyboard at all. On page 2-7, you're supposed to enter keywords, and you're supposed to use the insert bar list arrow. And again, remember, the insert bar on my screen is on top. You can put it wherever you want. On page 2-7, figure 4, it shows the insert bar list arrow as a free floating panel like this. Let me see if I can pull it out. Okay, so it shows you like that. I prefer to have mine up tucked in on the very top of the document window. But it's telling you that you need to insert a keyword. It's tricky because the keyword, the head content here actually has, I don't know if you can tell, a little triangle. Whenever you see a triangle next to a button, it means there are buttons underneath it. They're buried. And you need to click on it to possibly select the right one. Some of you guys may have not found the keyword button because your button looked like refresh. So you don't see that key anywhere. Okay? So if it's not there, you have to do some digging around to see it. Script, templates, head, everything like head, like you have an inkling of what category it is because this is the head category. Under head, you're supposed to choose, see, it's not, oops. I think something popped up for me on the other screen. Oops, shoot, it did. Alright, I'm going to just cancel this. On head content, I want keyword, the second choice. And again, I got a dialog box on the other side of the screen here. Go fish it. And in here in the keywords, you're supposed to be typing in bold what is on step number 3 of page 2-7. The Stripe Umbrella, Beach Resort, Spa, Fort Eugene, Florida, Gulf of Mexico, Fishing, Dolphin Cruises. And then you click OK. And I stand corrected, you don't have to put this in within quotes. So 3D model, you don't have to put it in quotes, as long as you put it between commas. Any questions? On page 2-8, you start working on entering a description. And the same thing is a head content. In this case here is a description, and my window always opens on the wrong side here. So I'm going to say OK to this one. And I click on head content. Did it again. I need to click on the arrow. And I need to get the third one, description. And a dialog box pops up. And in this description dialog box, I need to type in what is on page 2-8, step number 2. The Stripe Umbrella is a full-service resort and spa just steps from the Gulf of Mexico in Fort Eugene, Florida. And you should have click on OK. After you do that, it tells you to go to Code View. And in Code View, it shows you something very important on the code that you need to recognize. On line 3, the head meta tag starts. The head meta tag closes on line 22. Everything that is in between here is inside the head tag, and it does not get rendered by the browser. This stuff here is all invisible to the browser and to the viewer who's opening the web page. Okay? This is something that the web crawler is going to search through this. It's going to find meta name, meta keywords, whatever, description, and it's going to get that information and send it back to whatever web server, search engine is actually working for. Okay? So, just so you know what it is. And by the way, HTML codes in HTML tags, they always open and close. You never open something and leave it open. So if you have head opening, you have head closing. The closing comes with a / in the beginning. Okay? So you open with, in this case, head, and then you have whatever in between, and then finally you close with a /. Whenever you see the /, you know the tag is closing. You also, let's see if I can. All right, here we go. You also see the HTML tag opening on line 2, and the HTML line tag is going to encompass everything. Okay? Another one that you're going to see is the body tag. The body tag starts on line 24, and it goes on all the way down there within the HTML tag. There are some tags that are smaller, such as the style tag, that opens on line 8 and closes on line 21. Are you seeing a pattern? Open, close, open, close. They are like little boxes inside of boxes. If you visualize, this is the style tag. And there's a bigger box outside of it, which is what? The head tag. And there's a bigger box outside of it, which is what? The body tag. And there's an even bigger one outside of it, enclosing it, which is what? The HTML. Okay? If you have a problem, later on, Dreamweaver generates all this code automatically for you. The problem is sometimes you're going to be working in the design view, you're going to be putting stuff, creating a tag, and later on you realize you made a mistake and you erase that element. All this putting and erasing causes trouble sometimes, and you may end up with open tags in the code. Okay? That happens. And when you have an open tag that doesn't close, you're going to see some problems, some scrambled stuff on the design view. And that is a problem. Any questions? We do the description, we do the keywords, and then on page 2-9, you set the background color, and that is a little different. On the background color, you're going to go to page properties on the bottom of the property inspector, By clicking on that, you're going to get a dialog box. And I missed a click. All my dialog boxes are opening on the other side. And here I have a dialog box for page properties. And in here, I can choose the background color, or I can choose a background image, or I can choose a pattern of repetition for my tile, for my background image. I can choose an image, or I can choose to tile this image up. Okay? I can set some other some settings for what the margins are, what the font is, what the text color default is, all kinds of good stuff. I can set it up here. Any questions on this?